heard us talking about the water bottle. Well,
That's right.
kids, listen. The plastics are taking down the penguins at an inordinate rate. But you got to understand, my true plan has been to take over a penguin army of the dead. I've been watching a lot of Game of Thrones.
You folks have heard this firsthand right here from Mr. Matt Waters.
Don't tell anybody, especially your mother-in-law.
You sound like a young David Lee Roth, by the way. A young David Lee Roth.
That's quite the compliment, but also, like, I don't have the energy to keep that up. Like, I got this coffee, and that's it, man.
Well, I think he has some other substances helping him.
It's a couple extracurriculars.
So, yeah. Talking about those white lines earlier, right?
I've been listening to a lot of Wolfgang interviews.
Yeah.
Thinking about a young Wolfgang Van Halen hanging out with Van Halen as a kid, like, that's some formative years being twisted.
It really is. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Sean McGarry, and I am here with the incredible Matt Waters.
Hello, my friend.
And where are we today, sir?
This is Radio Artifact, the best sounding room in all the Midwest, but especially in Cincinnati, Ohio, put on by my buddies Devin Z. Brooks and Andrew Tetrick. This place is the shit.
It really is dope. We'll show it around. We'll show it later. Man, thank you so much for being here today,
Dude,
brother.
I've been looking forward to it for
Yes.
a long time. Last time you came on my podcast, when you talked about putting the show together, I was just like, people just got to wait for the explosion to happen, because there's nothing that you start off with that doesn't get your full attention and your full passion. It's one of the things I love about you.
Well, dude, thank you. Well, hey, this is about you, but not me. But hey,
Hey.
you were saying no. But you know what? I want to address one thing before we even get started. People, contrary to popular belief out there, people might think we might have called each other because we're kind of matching today. We got
We have the
brown,
same corduroy plug.
but we did not. This is just good taste,
Yes.
or bad taste, however you perceive it, and just sheer karma in the universe, baby.
Sometimes the world wants to see a match. You know, I wait for my wife to get dressed first, and then I match her intentionally.
Yeah.
This didn't happen that way.
Yeah,
But
this is good.
Yeah.
A quick question for you: do you remember where we met and when we met?
was it Hilton Head?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
That was a messy 4th of July for me.
Yeah, well, it's cool though because we're both from Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And we met in Hilton Head, and maybe I heard of you, but we were playing down on the beach. I was with NKG, and it was 3,000 degrees in the sun,
Oh, dude.
hot as hell.
Hot as hell, and also it's the one time that the Tiki Hut was like, why don't we do the stage in the middle of the beach? So you can pull yourself through the dunes, get those 4-foot tires, and drag that out there.
Yeah, it was brutal, but it was hot. And I just remember, I heard you guys do sound check. I'm like, what is this, man? So,
Thank you, bro.
and not, I never watched the openers, but, typically you don't because you're in the air conditioning, whatever.
things
And
are
you
good.
guys blew me away, man. And now you're like my favorite Cincinnati band, so that's really cool.
that means a lot,
And
brother.
we've been buds since, and man,
Yeah.
congratulations on all your success.
Thank you. It is. It's an always pursuit. As you definitely know almost better than anyone. It's like this job never stops. But if you love it, it never needs to.
Yeah.
You figure out your space.
Yeah, and you seem like the consummate musician to me. Like you are, you're the younger elk, if you will, and you're doing everything, man. You're doing solo gigs, you're touring, you're putting out great albums and records, you're doing live shows, you're doing your podcast. What's your favorite part of all this, or is there a favorite part?
I think the variety is what I like about it.
Variety, yeah.
Like I had a great conversation with my wife the other day where she said, "What do you do when you're at the studio?" And I'm like, "I've never thought about that. It's an endless task list." So
Yeah.
the variety keeps things entertaining in terms of like the educational
Right.
side. But at the end of the day, I think songwriting is what really keeps me coming back to it. It's
Sure.
the most fulfilling part of the whole
Yeah.
process. But if I didn't edit videos and I didn't play live gigs, I don't think the writing would make me as happy.
Yeah.
I have to have other things to be like, okay, I earned this, and now it's here, and
Yeah.
that's where I get it.
I mean, you've got first of all, your voice. Let's just talk about your voice. Like, man, your voice is so good, and
Thanks,
it's so soulful, and your guitar playing, and your cast of characters, your band is so good. Like, you've got a really good thing going, man. Like,
Thanks,
it's
brother.
like, it's kind of a young and old mix. Like, it's an old soul sound, and some funk in it. How would
Yeah.
you describe your sound, or could you?
I don't think it's fair to put yourself in the genre. That's why they got AI to do that kind of thing now. And thank God for that.
Yes,
But
thanks AI.
I do love big band instrumentation.
Yeah.
Like, I love hearing great Chicago records or like Billy Joel big band records and things like that. So when it comes to my own band, I kind of let those guys all figure out their parts. Like, there's so many years in my life where I couldn't have a band. I'm just a kid trying to learn how to do bar
Right.
gigs. I was doing that from 14 to 17. Then you start playing a little bit with your buddies, and you're like, I don't know if my buddies care about this the way that I do.
But they have the passion, yeah.
Exactly. So then I kind of found myself surrounded by folks who got jazz degrees or music production degrees. Guys
Real
who really-
musicians.
exactly. Folks who dedicated their lives to this
Right.
thing. And then you find out that, wow, I need to spend more time on my instrument, or I need to work on my songwriting. But for whatever rhyme or reason, I ended up with a cast of characters that really helped define my sound for me.
Right. So when you tour, is it half and half, or is it mostly solo stuff?
It depends on the market. What I've always chose to do is start anywhere solo, unless they're asking otherwise. But if I'm reaching out and trying to forge a new relationship in a Marquette or something like that, I'm going to go there solo for the first time, maybe book one gig, hit some open mics, talk to folks in the scene, and then try to find the right club. If I
Right.
find the right club, then maybe next time is the trio,
Sure.
maybe the four-piece, and then you hope that something with enough budget comes along that says, okay, I can bring this 7-piece band and really show
Right.
these people what I have to offer.
Yeah.
But if I started big and I came back solo, then you have a dude that just likes saxophones and he doesn't like my songs, and he's like, well, this is quite the letdown.
That's a letdown. No,
Yeah.
they would love it. Interesting, because you are in the trenches, and I'm just curious, and we've never really talked about this, because I did the same thing in my 30s. We got in a van and trailer, and we tried to find new markets, and we played all over the country and stuff. And it was a different scene now. Of course, you can't compare it, but like, how would you compare, or how would you describe the scene now as far as bringing in new artists and people coming out and supporting new music in these new locations that nobody knows who Matt Waters is?
Well, I think the data drives everything now, and I'm still learning how to integrate that well, because the guys that kind of brought me up, whether it's Tim or my other friends in the scene that were doing this in their 30s, maybe 10 to 15 years ago,
Yeah.
they would tell me, just, this is a good market, go to this market.
Right.
And you used to be able to trust that locals would come out and patronize certain music venues,
Sure.
and that was the ticket. Well, now it's getting on TikTok and finding out that I have a great audience in Minneapolis, and I've never played in
crazy.
Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Yeah, so trying to let the customers decide what they want from you, where they want to see
And how
you.
accurate is that, do you think?
Well, the great thing about TikTok versus Spotify is Spotify tells me where I have folks listening to songs,
Right.
but TikTok, they can actually tell me, like, I will come to that show.
Yes. Yeah. I would consider yourself not only as a musician and performer, but well, do you consider yourself a social media guy now? Because you're pretty visible.
I put my time into it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that's what I got into it for, but it is an art form. And if you're not in this to be artistic and be yourself, then you're going to find yourself just playing for your own entertainment, which I have no problem with.
Right.
But I want to scale this thing to as large as I can.
Right.
Because I love the idea of when I 1099 the guys in my band at the end of the year, knowing that I put bread in their pocket,
Yeah.
that their families are doing well, that me and my wife get to travel on the company card and have a good time playing some shows
Hell
and
yeah,
whatnot.
man.
Yeah, it's,
I mean, essentially, you're sort of living a dream, man. You're playing your music all over the country.
Yeah.
So you got a new album coming out?
I have a new live album that we actually filmed here January of 2025.
Yeah.
So I just finished it, like I was saying, like they'll send you out of here with a really nice live stream, but I wanted to do the multicam thing.
Yeah.
And then you find out that I don't have a computer that's ready to do this, so I have a 4 terabyte video file that I'm bouncing through, and I'm learning how to color grade things. But it's finally finished. I really sat down and put in the last 20 hours of it. So that's coming out on January 2nd, I believe. It's 15 songs in the live show.
No way.
It's the band better than we've ever sounded. Everyone was just dialed in.
And then you told me you're going to try and do a song a month or something now?
Yes, I'm trying to really hold myself to fourth Tuesday of every month. You're going to have a new song for me.
Okay.
'Cause, yeah.
It's all about the pursuit of happiness, right? I mean, you're doing we've talked about this before. You're doing what you love to do, man, and you're so passionate about it. You can just see just talking to you, man. Like you're a ball of positivity, which I love being around you, man, because
Thanks,
you're just
brother.
always in a good mood, and you bring positive vibes with your music. And even if I see you playing to a small crowd or a big crowd, you're the real deal, man. What
you,
people see is what they get, which I think is very cool, man. As an artist, you want to be that person, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sad music out there, and I think there's a place for that in people's lives. But
Yeah.
you need both sides of the coin. Like I always make the joke, like I'll be on Peloton if you let me. Like I don't care where the music ends up. It's just
Right.
it's there for you to make use of.
Yeah.
I think in the pursuit of happiness, what do we all want to feel? That we do something for others, that we provide something that
Sure.
is meaningful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your most rewarding thing out of writing songs and letting other people hear it?
I think the moment that you put the song on paper, you've let go of it the way you need to.
Right.
The moment that someone else picks it up and kind of claims it as their own.
Yeah.
I've been amazed on TikTok especially how people have their favorites. And I'll play this one and someone will say, I needed that today.
Yeah.
You know, or
that's a
someone
great
said-
feeling, man.
It's the best
It's
feeling.
the best feeling, yeah. Hey, I would love to play a couple songs with you. I don't think you and I have
Let's
ever
do it.
jammed together, have we?
I think there's been only a couple moments where we both picked up a guitar and each other's presence. But
Yes.
as guitar players too, it's like, all right, which chords are you playing? You know?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so let's
Well,
do it.
I would love to jam a song with you and have you do a couple of your own songs.
I would love that.
Let's
Let's
do
rip
it, man. All right, you ready to jam one?
Yeah.
Tell me about the song, bro.
This one's called Tornado. This is a song I put out probably in 2019. I wrote it after watching my pops go through a hard time, and I always describe it as when folks are going through something and all you can do is hold on and hope for better weather.
I love it.
It's a B minor jam if y'all want to get involved at home.
Let's do it, bro.
We're sleeping in the streets with our hands in our feet, with nothing left to remember. Some rumble and concrete, foundation shaking down, turn some lives upside down, trying to list out what we still haven't found. Where do I go? I was down loud to tornado. Where do I go? I'm gonna sleep and I don't know. Where do I go? I don't think I can take it no more. Where do I go? 'Cause I bust my ass and got nothing to show. Wearing holes in my shoes, another game I get to lose. At least there's one thing going on. Salon, you might hold this down for me. Where do I go? I was down loud to tornado. Where do I go? I'm gonna sleep and I don't know. Where do I go? I don't think I can take it no more. Where do I go? So bust my ass and got nothing to show. No broken I'm down, it's lost and I found. Can't you see what's going down? Sean McGarry players, get with it. You know why you're here. Come on, Daddy-O. Yeah. Let me tell them about it. Where do I go? I was down on the tornado. Where do I go from? I'm gonna sleep and I don't know. Where do I go? I don't think I can take it no more. Where do I cut it? So bust my ass and got nothing to show. How many guys are doing pinch harmonics on acoustics? Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
That's my rock days coming out. That was fun, dude.
I love that song.
That was great. That's a great tune.
And it's such a straightforward blues tune that when we really start getting into the live show, it gets a little nutty in there.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because you said, hey, I said, what song you want to jam? You're like, Tornado. I'm like, you said, it's just a blues song. I'm like, I listened to it again. I'm like, oh, that really is just a blues song.
Yeah.
But it doesn't come off like a blues song.
No, it's a much more like slanky kind of
Yeah.
blues, you know?
It is funky. So what's something what's something you want to play for us now, man?
Let's do, this is one of the ones that's coming out I think it's coming out in February. But one thing I always love about songwriting is developing the bit before, because if I'm in a Kroger gig, if I'm playing in a grocery store, or if I'm playing in a new town, like, I need to give you a reason to care about this.
Yeah.
So once the song's written, I try to cook down the premise of it and just like what I'm going to tell you on the mic.
Yeah.
So I always introduce this song of me and the wife, we're getting ready to go out on date night. She's taking her sweet time, so I go on the porch to do some picking, try to get something out of it. And I got nothing, but then she walks out. And I said, honey, you are breathtaking, but that is such an overdone song idea. Give me something else. And at that time, she was working in a hospital. And she said sometimes on the floor, we would say that a lack of oxygen in the blood means you're hypoxic. And I said, that's a sexy word. I can work with that.
All right.
I've been gasping for air since you walked in the room, breathless, speechless from the view, asphyxiating my body, debating isn't anything I need, I just do, baby. Oh, once love costing ya, she's hypoxia. I'm giving the rest of it out. Oxygen just ain't enough. Once love costing ya, she's hypoxia. I'm giving the rest of it out. Oxygen just ain't enough. Lungs on the fence, my heart skips a beat. Body starts failing, can't feel my feet. Numbness and loveless ain't the same to me. One leaves me scared, the other empty. Once love costing ya, she's hypoxia. I'm giving the rest of it out. 'Cause oxygen just ain't enough. Once love costing ya, she's hypoxia. And I'm giving the rest of it out. 'Cause oxygen just ain't enough. I call this my last breath. I'm fine with just you on my lungs. And I'm fine with just you on my tongue. I'm an F sharp minor. You might help me out, brother? She's hypoxia. I'm giving the rest of it out. 'Cause oxygen just ain't enough. Once love costing ya, she's hypoxia. I'm giving the rest of it out. 'Cause oxygen just ain't enough. I'm giving the rest of it out. Oxygen just ain't enough. Giving the rest of it out. 'Cause oxygen just ain't enough.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Thanks, brother.
And I have to say, I wish somebody would write a song like that about me.
Well, listen,
So I'm a
if
bit
I'm gonna be
jealous
honest
of
with you,
yours.
my wife has no idea what that song's about. It's about you, Sean.
There's that David Lee Roth again, man. Come on, see, I don't know if you're telling the truth.
You know, you got to be flirtatious with everybody if you want to get ahead in this world.
That's what they say. I guess maybe that's my problem, man, you know?
When you look around at local politics, you just got to know that that guy's nice to every Walmart greeter he's ever met. That's the only way you get ahead.
You got to press the flesh, baby. You gotta press the flesh.
You got to be handing out gift cards, Groupons, all the things at all times.
By the way, do you have any Groupons for your shows?
Dude, wouldn't that be sick? I got a BOGO that you can find on my website
That would be-
maybe.
hey,
Honestly,
man, I think we're onto something. Groupons for shows. Get people to come out to shows again. We give Groupons.
honestly, what has killed live music? I don't know that's a cost thing. I think it's just generally there's so much of a gridlock of the mind that is sitting there scrolling. It's like, I'm entertained. Why would I leave? You know?
Right.
And then when you get there, there's that need to there's the need to capture it on a device to show somebody else that you were there.
Yeah.
And I don't know what needs to change in that regard. Like, I'm guilty of it myself. If I go to a show, I gotta take a picture or a video.
Right.
Now I think of it more of like, oh, the artist would want that. The artist doesn't give a shit that I sent him a video of that, you know?
Let me ask you this, because it's interesting. What do you think about artists and performers that ban cell phones from shows? Because I have mixed emotions myself on that.
I think that it's up to your audience whether they're actually going to hold to that. You know, everyone has scissors at home. They could cut their way out of that bag.
Sure.
But it's a nice way of saying, like, hey, I just want this to be you and I. Like,
Sure.
it's the same.
In the moment, yeah.
It's the same thing as when I'm on a date with my wife and she says, why are you on your phone right now?
Yeah.
You know, when you're up on stage and just like me playing that song right there, like if you were over here just hanging out while I was doing that, then we wouldn't have gotten a solo in.
Exactly.
You know? We wouldn't have had this moment of locking in and being like, oh, we're both in the center of this.
That's a great point, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's just interesting because you know, there's comedians that do that. You know, and it's just, I think it's great.
Yeah.
You know, but it's also weird because I think people like to capture those memories. But look, there's enough memories floating out there, right?
There really is.
Of this
Now,
artist or that entertainer.
I do have great listeners in my life that will come to shows and I'll play something once because you know, a lot of songs don't see the light of day.
Yeah.
You know, there's tons of things that were the 11th track of a 10-song album. Or it's something new that, like, I don't know, the second time I played it, it didn't have the same magic as when
Right.
it came out. So
Yeah.
I throw it away, and then someone says, well, in my camera roll, I have this thing from 2023, November, and I really like this song.
Yeah.
And so you might be the only person that has that memory in their pocket.
That's true.
So it's a new world we live in.
That
Let's
it
not
is.
lose the interpersonal, you know?
Matt Waters, thank you so much for doing this today. It's been an awesome. You know, it's ironically you were supposed to be my first guest.
Dude,
But-
I like this spot. I'm coming after like Moody and Guthrie Chap and a bunch of killers. Daniel Donato, man.
Yeah.
What was the High Fade? Is that the name of the band?
Yeah, that was my last one. Those
Dude,
guys
that messed me up good. I've been watching that guy's right hand.
this guy,
It gave me arthritis. It made me
Yeah.
sick. You know?
those guys are great and super nice kids, man. I
They
call them
played
kids because
their
they're
ass.
young as hell. Yeah, they are.
I've been following their Instagram
Yeah.
now, and they're talking about like the late night McDonald's runs. I'm like, dude, I feel like I'm too old for that. That's gonna put a hole in me, you know?
Hole in my soul. And man, I can't give enough thanks to Devin Z Brooks. Let's talk about this place for a minute, man.
It's a Radio Artifact is located in the back of Urban Artifact on Blue Rock Street.
In Northside,
This
yeah.
is, again, it's the best sounding room in the city. Standing room, it's like 130. Seated, it's like 70.
It's beautiful here, man.
I do my singer-songwriters night here.
Yeah.
Second Wednesday of every month. It's like the Nashville round style. It's kind of derived from the first time I did the Bluebird. I love that intimate vibe.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's so many reasons to sit down and hear out songs and give that some space, but to be sitting next to a guy and he plays a love song and then you're like, well, I got a breakup song for you.
Yeah.
Or it's like we all start talking about people that we miss, and here comes a flood of tunes that way. It's a spectacular way to get in the moment. So that's the monthly Muse,
Yeah.
Second Wednesday of every
Okay.
month here at Radio Artifact, in person, online. You can reserve tables.
I'll put links to all this below in this interview.
Thank
And you know, we're blessed to have you in the city. We're blessed to have guys like Devin, this place we're at today. So, man, you know, we're really lucky to have all this in our lives, I think. And
Yeah.
I can't thank you enough again for being here, my friend.
I adore you, brother. Thanks for
Yeah.
all you do.
Love you, bro.
Friends, again, like and subscribe. Drop some comments below. Make sure you watch some of the instructionals. If you want to take some lessons at the music salon, it's going to do everybody well. This is a special person right here. So thanks for tuning in.
Welcome to the command center of the Radio Artifact live recording and broadcast studio. It's a good time.
This is great, bro. This is really cool.
Well, I think the best thing too is that so many bands I've now seen come through here. This is like what they use for their EPK. You know, it's so hard to get the right footage at the right time.
Absolutely.
For them to be conveniently recording, it's like Pushing Up Daisies was the best example of that, where next time they're coming through and they're doing Riverfront or they're going to be doing Taft or whatever it is, as bands scale, this is such an iconic drop point. There's kind of stepping stones to this, to knowing like, okay, I can sell out this room, can I sell out this room, can I sell, you know, as you
Right.
start to push, this is such an important landing place to me for
Yeah.
so many bands coming through the Midwest, but also for our locals, it's like, This is a place to lay your head and to make it happen.
It's such a cool place, man. It's like the perfect size venue here too.
Dude, it really is. You want to see the church? Can we go take a look?
Yeah, we can do a walk around.
Yeah,
Dude,
let's do it.
It's beautiful up there.
I need to go to church today. Are you guys taking me up here to haze me?
Dude, yeah, actually, we're taking you to church right now. You're about to be rebaptized
in a toilet bowl. Wow.
Welcome to the reliquary.
I just watched Elf again. I'm in a store and I'm singing. It's a little less treated, but look at that stained glass. I mean, where do you
Wow.
get stained glass like
This is beautiful, man. This really is.
Took a long time to get this old.
I would love to do my spoken word here.
Oh yeah.
Literally, one word. All right, I think we're good.